Hi. So I was sitting down. I was going to film something totally different. So I was going to get my makeup on and get ready when I remembered that Milk Makeup sent me a bunch of their most popular products that people are really loving. So I tried the foundation, which is the Blur Liquid Matte Foundation, just on my hands. And I was impressed because soap and water didn't wash it off. And generally when that happens, I end up liking the foundation. And it is mattifying, and my skin is oily through the T-zone and acne prone. I did put it on my face a little bit, so I know the coverage is really good, which clearly I need. I have nothing on my face right now except for my skincare, which is a little daunting for YouTube, but I also think it's really cool when you can see what the products do on people's faces. So like how well, clearly I cover a lot. This is all redness, there's acne scarring, which this is all that. It was bad for a while. This is the only thing, it's healing, it's almost gone. That was the only zit I've had recently. I'll put my skincare routine below. It's involved. The first thing I'm gonna put on is the Blur Stick. So I reviewed this before on my blog, I think when it released. I remember I liked it. I can't remember specifically what I liked, if I didn't like anything, but we're gonna give it another go. So what the card says about this is it's a silicone-free, oil-free matte primer stick that glides on sheer to blur pores on all skin tones. Helps makeup look better, last longer, blurs pores, fine lines. I have so many of those. Imperfections for a soft focus effect. Non-comedogenic. Yeah. Silicone-free, oil-free formula that won't clog pores. All right, warm up the creamy primer with your fingers, swipe on your face. Wear alone to banish oily spots and blur flaws. Under makeup as a priming base or throughout the day to soak up T-zone oil. So I can put this over foundation. That's interesting. I don't think I knew that. Okay, so I guess you have to put it on your hand first. See, I don't remember doing that either. I think when I bought this last time, I didn't read the directions very well. So I warmed it up. I mean, I liked it then, so maybe I'll like it more now. But I'm just pressing it. I'm just doing this and pressing it where I'm oiliest, which is pretty much everywhere, honestly. So that is done. Now I color correct. For that, I use the NYX HD in green, I'm sure it is. I don't know. Not my favorite. It's a little thick. But the shame of it is it's affordable and it does what I need it to do, but it's not the YSL green color corrector, which is my favorite, and I don't want to pay for that. And honestly, the YSL one doesn't really last very long, so why am I paying? It's in the 30s. It's like 34, 38. It's in the 30s. It's a lot. Why am I paying that when it's not lasting very long? And I mean, I don't know. To me, that's too much. It's not worth it. There has to be a drugstore dupe out there. There has to be. I also color correct under my eyes. This is the Dior Fix It Color 2-in-1 Prime Color Correct. I like it because it has that little moisturizing thing. The one spot I am actually rather dry is under my eyes. And I imagine that's something that comes with age because I am older and it didn't used to be as bad. This is one of those things where I have to make sure that I am always moisturizing under my eyes because it can get bad. I'm going in now with the Blur Liquid Matte Foundation. The color that I'm using is in light. It does match pretty well. Just from here, I'm not sure how it will translate onto the camera. Hopefully decently. Ultra lightweight, full coverage, modern matte liquid foundation, packed with blurring microspheres. Tiny powder-filled spheres that diffuse light and leave your skin with soft focus effect. Shake vigorously to activate blurring microscopes. Should have a serum-like feel. 1-2 drops is all you need for a full face. All right, so I'm currently majorly activating the blurring microscopes. Apply 1-2 drops to the back of your hand. Use the tool of your choice to blend from the center and outward. Add more drops on areas of concern. So I have many areas of concern. So what I'm going to do is it's hard to do a drop because it's like kind of thick. So that's the 2 drops. And then I'm going to wipe off that excess so it doesn't get everywhere. Taking the damp beauty blender again, dipping it on, and going in. I don't think 2 drops is going to be enough for my face because I have so many areas of concern, but I think it covered decently for just the one pass, right? That's pretty nice. It does seem like it's drying to a powder finish, which is really interesting because normally I have to use several products to actually give it a powder finish. You use your foundation and then you kind of powder over top. But I think with this, I'll be able to just use the setting powder and it should be fine. Oh my God, this looks so much lighter. My neck is so red. Do you guys see how red my neck got? Did that just happen while I was sitting here? It's really blocked. Like, look, it's like different. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's this light. I have that extra light. I mean, this looks terrible now. It looks like I have a white mask on my face. It literally looks like I have a sunburn on my neck. I don't understand. It feels really hot too. I don't know. Hopefully that goes away so I can show you guys because honestly, this matched well this morning. The red is creeping up my face also. I'm not going to put more makeup on that red because it's going to fade and then I'm going to look weird. So I'm going to stop with the foundation right now and I'm going to go in with the Flex Concealer. I haven't tried this on. This is in the shade Vanilla. I'm just going to dot under my eyes and I'm probably going to add some to the other parts of my face and then just add where needed and see what happens. Blends out really well. It's not thick. Generally, I go for the Tarte Shape Tape is my concealer of choice. I don't know how much I love that. It didn't do well. Maybe I need more. I'm gonna do a little bit more just on the outer and also try to cover a little bit more of my problem areas because the foundation isn't drying, but for me, it's a little accentuating of dry areas that I was not ever aware that I had. And I also had that issue with the Fenty Beauty. And I didn't not like the Fenty Beauty. I did like it, but it was a lot to handle. So I'm going to add some of this just to kind of mask. I also sometimes do this with the Tarte Shape Tape over top of, I usually use Estee Lauder Double Wear. Is that taking away the foundation? Because it kind of seemed like it just did. Look how my neck is calming down a little bit. We're getting there. I'm just going to set it really quickly and see what happens. Normally I use a colored powder, which I might do because I won't do it for this, but I think for my day, I might put my powder on, just my normal It Cosmetics powder because I feel like this might look a little light on me. I need to go outside and take a photo and like check. Now I'm just gonna go in and set everything with the Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. It has like a net. I like these. These are fun. I got the Huda Beauty one recently. I bought it and I really like the whole net thing. I think that's neat. Normally I set my under eye a little bit faster than what I just did there so that it will not crease. This reminds me of the Huda, except the Huda comes out a lot more so than this. This, I'm finding it kind of difficult to just really get anything off on that. And I don't want a whole lot, but like I want something. I want a little bit of something. I feel like I am even before I did this, I was starting to crease a little bit. If I would have done this a little bit more quickly, I might have been able to prevent that. That is something that I will put in the blog post, which I always link below. Usually comes a few days after I put the video up. With foundations, I do like to test different types of wear. I will do that with this, but it is a drier foundation. Anyway, I'm gonna go do the rest of my face and I will be back. I just got done doing my makeup. This is the Urban Decay Naked Cherry because I want to try the Milk Mascara also. So I don't have mascara on. But in regards to the foundation, I don't feel like this is my best face day. I had to put that It Cosmetics powder over everything. I feel like the color looks a little better now that my skin has calmed down a bit. It's still a little red and I added some bronzer. In the winter, it will probably be the perfect shade. I need to try it a few more times with a few more applications in some different ways. And I'm gonna add that into this video. My thoughts on this currently, like I got shiny while I was doing my makeup. It was 10 minutes into it because I had a YouTube video on. I was watching a video while I was doing my makeup. And 10 minutes into it, I was super shiny. So I powdered. And I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I want to try it a few more times before I give my final thoughts. I do that with foundation anyway, so it wouldn't be fair to just say, it didn't work. I'm going to try it and I'll add more to this video. That way I can make sure that it's a much more comprehensive video than what it would have been. And I feel like that's more helpful anyway. Okay, I am back for day 2 of trying this foundation. I was not impressed with the wear yesterday. I'm oily, so it just kind of wipes off if I touch my face. I don't like that. There's very few foundations that don't do that, though. I'm going to try things a different way. I'm going to be quicker with applying this to see if it sets the concealer a little bit more quickly. Like nothing is really there right now. I've tried to dump a little. It's falling everywhere now. Onto there to try and at least get at the inner corner. I have a really hard time getting it out of here. So that could potentially be a problem. And I also have a new tool to apply the foundation with. I thought the Beauty Blender would be my best bet. This is how I apply my Estee Lauder Double Wear for a more fuller coverage and longevity, etc. This is just the Sigma 3D HD Kabuki. And I also brought over, they sent me some other stuff too. I don't normally wear a highlighter, but this is the Holographic stick in Mars. And then the Lip and Cheek in Perk, and I figured we might as well do that too. I'm going back in with the Milk Blur Stick. It said yesterday that I was supposed to like warm it up with my hands and put it on. I think what I did last time was I just slathered it on my face, and I think that's when I liked it. So I'm just gonna do that, and we're gonna see if it goes a little better, or maybe I'm just more oily this time than I used to be. But you would think like as you age that you're getting drier, and then I'll just like press it in to whatever crevices we have going on. I'm going to do the same thing as yesterday where I used the NYX and then the Dior. So I'm just going to jump through that really quickly because that's not why we're here. Now that I'm successfully kind of color corrected, I'm going in with the foundation. They had said yesterday that 2 drops is all you need. I'm proved that I needed more than that. With this, I just kind of dab it in to get it along the edge, and then I just start painting my face. Oh yeah, this definitely takes it farther than the Beauty Blender did, but that's no surprise there. This is half of my face done, the other half is not done. So it definitely covers much better with this brush, but that is something that I find true for most foundations. It just really depends on the formula. This is all that's left on my hand from that little squeeze that I did. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more to get the other side of my face. I guess I'm really not gonna need that much more, which is good. I have found too that as I'm smoothing this out, it's kind of pushing product off. It's almost like the oils in my face are coming through the primer. This is that foundation totally on me. It's more obvious now that it is not my shade, now that I have more of a fuller coverage with it. So I'm gonna have to really bronze things to go out in public. Now I'm going in with the Flex Concealer. Again, yesterday it creased pretty badly on me. I didn't get this stuff underneath it quickly though. I am ready for it now. That's concealed. That's not, I personally don't see too much of a difference. I've put this powder underneath it to try and keep the concealer on there. I feel like it's really exaggerating the age of my under eye. I'm gonna get a different powder to do with this eye because I'm just curious to see if that powder is the problem or if the concealer is the problem. For this test, I just grabbed the Huda Beauty powder because it has kind of the same sifter to it. They're similar. This one lets out a lot more powder. I'm still kind of in the testing phases of this because normally I like the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Primer the best. So I'm thinking I might like this one better. Again, not sure. I have to try it a little bit more. I think it's the powder because I'm starting to put the Huda even underneath this. And more powder is actually supposed to make your eyes look older. Like it's supposed to not be a good thing, but adding it actually helped. I don't think the concealer conceals as well as I would personally like it to conceal. And I really feel like the foundation's kind of fading there. I don't feel that that is a product, the powder is not a product that I will reach for. It really just does not do anything for me. The concealer, I'm not really a big fan of the concealer either. Not even on a light day would I really probably reach for it. I do have a concealer that I like for a light day, and that is the new First Aid Beauty concealer, the Bendy Avocado. See, like it's already, that foundation's already leaving my nose. I'm going to kind of warm my face up from looking so pale. This is just the IT Cosmetics. It's Bye Bye Redness in Transforming Neutral Beige. Now that that's on, I feel a little bit more human. I don't know if these products have great reviews on any of the websites. I have not looked yet. They did, when they sent these to me, the card did say these were like their most loved products. It might be my skin type. My skin is so oily, you guys, and it's really hard for me to find face products that I am a fan of. If you have combo skin, maybe normal to oily, you might like this. I feel like this foundation would be too dry for you. This, I can't even get this out to try it, and the stuff that I could get out really didn't impress me enough to want to continue to use it. The blur stick, I'm gonna have to see how today goes and see how that ends up being. The Flex Concealer, I think if you don't have a whole lot of concealing that you need to do, I have very dark under eye circles. I don't sleep very much. I'm really just always kind of moving and grooving. Plus with age, that gets a lot darker. I generally reach for Tarte Shape Tape still. It's not super duper dry. It's not, it doesn't cake, it doesn't crease. It's just what's working for me now. No. And I feel bad because I feel like this video is so negative. I did a video with Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. I don't have it around to even show you right now. I kind of have it on now. that powder got on it. The video for that mascara will be linked below. I did really like that mascara. I am going to try the holographic stick and the blush now. Again, I need to preface this by saying I generally do not like cream products of the cheek kind. I did like the Kim Kardashian or KKW Beauty. I bought her contour stick. I like that. I don't use it very often because I'm still trying to get rid of some acne scarring there, and it tends to exacerbate that. For this, it says that you can just put it directly on the skin. I did read reviews on these. Even the positive ones said that putting these products directly to your face will remove your face makeup. Clearly already having problems with that. I'm just going to take the Beauty Blender and I'm going to swirl it and dab it, and we're going to go from there. Before I do that, I like to apply my bronzer first. This is just a baby size of Benefit Hoola. So I'm going to put that on and then we'll do this. Now that my bronzer is on, I'm going to go in with the Lip and Cheek color in Perk. I am just going to take the Beauty Blender and dab it on there. Oh, I don't hate that, which is surprising. I'm not generally a fan. I actually really like that. Of course, the thing that I thought I was going to dislike the most is my big winner. Guys, and honestly, that's glowy enough for me because I get oily. So generally, highlighter, I don't usually go for it. It's just, I get my own highlight, and if I add highlight, it's just too much. I have a few highlighters that I do like that aren't super overkill because I don't use them wet. I like the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. There's one from NARS that has a pink tint to it. I love that one. So I'm going to swirl around just like I did with that and just kind of bop it here. That's with nothing, still super shiny, and that's with a little bit of this. I don't dislike this either. This is actually not that bad. I'm not much of a highlighter person. Oh, I want to put that stuff on my lips. I wanted to apply this Perk color to my lips just to see what that looks like. So it's on my bottom lip, not my top lip. I really like this. This is something, this right here, that I will wear every single day. It's natural enough and easy enough to use. So that's Perk alone on my lips. Generally, I do use a liner because my lips are a little uneven, but that's it by itself, and I really, really, really like it. Major win, the Lip and Cheek in Perk, and a win if I wore highlighter constantly would be the holographic stick in Mars. I think it's beautiful. I am not so sure of the blur stick anymore, which is something that I did used to like. I'm really hoping that it works out with the Huda Beauty powder in addition to the way that I applied it, because I know that it was fine for me before. Like, it wasn't the best that I'd ever tried, but it worked for me before. I'm going to finish my eyebrows and come back and talk a little bit more. Okay, I'm officially back. My makeup is done. I added the rest of my eye makeup, my brows, and I put on a lip liner and then a little bit more of Perk. And still loving it. I feel like I'm already starting to get a little shiny though. I'm not sure if that's due to the highlighter or just things not working out in general. I will put the updates and everything in the blog post, which is always linked below. Other than that, I'm excited to have found a potential holy grail that I never would have expected to find. A little sad that the foundation didn't work out because it stayed so well on my hand. I had really high hopes for my face, but I guess my hands are pretty dry. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.